Guys. Hello, good morning everyone. Good morning. Good morning guests and fellow Toastmasters.
Good morning, Sachin.
Wow, perfect. Such a nice energy. I am Sachin Gutton and I am Sergeant at Arms for this term, which is going to end soon. So, Hargis would be our new Sergeant at Arms. But anyways, we are at 908 meeting at Gurgaon Toastmasters Club. For the guests, it's really large number, 908. We are here for, as Vishwajit says, 17 years, but for the last 3 years.
Yeah, so 19 years.
7
Maybe.
plus 3 is 20 years.
Yeah, but 19.
Yeah, but whatever. So we are here for 17 long years. We've been continuing this journey as a community, and just not a local community. We are a part of international community. Toastmaster International provides you a platform for learning and subordinating experiences, in which members are empowered to develop their communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. So this is your journey. There are a lot of fellow Toastmasters, they have joined their journey long back, and I'm sure you can talk to them after the meeting, get to know about their journey. I'm sure they would be happy to tell you how it has shaped completely and made them as an evolved person, evolved in a better communicator, evolved in taking leadership positions at their respective places. And I call this platform as a practice stage. Here you are not delivering to some 500 audiences. But what if you had to deliver before 500 audience? Do you have a prior experience? If you have not joined Toastmaster, did you have a prior experience? Probably no. So this platform is a practice platform where you do the speeches, you take up leadership roles here, you do the practice such that if any opportunity is thrown at you, you just grab it. Hey, I'm fit for this. I'm gonna take it. I'm not gonna leave this any chance. I'm not gonna leave this out of my hand. There is a wall, invisible wall that I say. You guys are sitting on the other side of the wall, and I am standing on the other. You are at the receiver end, and I am at the speaker or provider end. And there is a difference, guys. There is a difference. Trust me, you feel more relaxed, poised, chill, probably having 10 thoughts at the same time. Probably sure I can have, whoa, what a great coffee I had today morning. Critical, like, oh, let me check a message. We should do like, let me just look at everybody. Is my camera working or not? Probably, I forgot your name, sorry. Your name, yeah?
I'm Arushi.
Yeah, Arushi would like, is everybody focusing on the stage, or how is this guy speaking? 10,000 thoughts in the receiver end. But when you come here on the stage, you just want, you have to speak. You have to look at the audience. You have to be more poised. You have to convert your receiver end to the provider end with the same comfort. And it's not an easy task. For this, you need to practice. If you are intelligent, you are such a better communicator, or leadership, you are having leadership skills by birth, good job. I mean, your mama has done a great job, and dad as well. But usually we don't have that, right? So we come to a community to practice, to learn, and that's what we're here for. And we're so proud that this community has done to us amazing thing, improved confidence, made us take leadership roles at our respective corporate offices. And trust me, you're gonna experience the same. So let's start the meeting, 908th meeting of Toastmaster, Gurgaon Toastmasters Club. But before that, let me just state a few of the rules that we follow here in Toastmasters. But please do not cross-talk while the speaker is speaking. Right? That that breaks the flow of the speaker. The second rule goes like, please do not exit the room while the speaker is speaking. That again breaks the flow of the speaker. And the third rule goes by, you can check your phone and please put that on silent mode or vibrate mode so that it's not ring and everybody gets to know your ringtone. Alright, so take 5 seconds and look at your phone. And fourth rule is, by default, we are right there, we are recording entire session. If you don't want to be the part of the session, don't want to be the part of this recording, you can always let us know. We'll edit out of the video. We have a really good editor back there, Vishwajit. Does his job very good. Please. I wish all the guests and fellow Toastmasters, wish you all the best for today's session. A great learning experience. Take all in from the speakers and everybody you meet here, and go for relearning or unlearning experience if you feel so. And let's have a great session today. Over to presiding officer for today, Vishwajit. TM Vishwajit. Let's give it a big hand.
Thank you, Toastmasters. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. My name is Vishwajit, and I am the presiding officer for today. So, I welcome everyone to the 908th meeting of Vermont Toastmasters Club, and wish everyone a very happy Father's Day and International Yoga Day. So, Toastmaster as a platform was started about 100 years back by a gentleman named Ralph Smedley, and it has continued to provide a platform for people to improve their communication and leadership skills for past 100 years. And GTMC as a club has been existing for about 19-20 years, like Toastmaster Sachin just said a while back. I will explain the format of the meeting. There are 3 sections to the meeting. In the first section, 4 speakers will come and present give a speech for 5 to 7 minutes or 4 to 6 minutes if there are any icebreakers. I think today we are not at icebreakers. So 5 to 7 minutes, and each of the speakers has an evaluator. So the third section is evaluation section, where all these 4 speeches will be evaluated, and along that there are some specialist evaluators who will address other different aspects of communication such as grammar, active listening, etc. And then there is a second section called table topics section, which is nothing but an extempore speaking session, where a topic will be given and the speaker has to speak for 2 to 3 minutes. And in that section, both members as well as guests can participate. So before we begin with today's session, I want to take few guest introductions. In the interest of time, we'll maybe keep it to 4. So any guest from this side? Yes sir. So you can maybe tell your name and what are your expectations from today's session?
Hello everybody, my name is Jun'26 and I'm a guest here today. My expectation is I moved to Gurgaon recently, so I'm looking for a club to join just to improve my communication and leadership skills.
And where do you work?
By profession, I'm an entrepreneur.
Okay.
I'm into digital marketing and cryptocurrency industry. Thank you.
Welcome Sujal. Yes sir.
Hello everybody, my name is Sukrit Deswal, I'm 17, I'm from Jagaria Sector 30, and I got to know about Toastmasters Club from my father sitting here. He told me about this a few days ago, and I thought this would be a great opportunity for me to spend my time to improve my communication and leadership skills, which would definitely help me in the future. So I'm just happy to be here.
Welcome.
Hello everyone, good morning. I am Rajesh. So I am working in MNC here in Gurgaon. So I decided that I should bring my son to this opportunity so that he can improve his public speaking skills. So I was exploring a month back that what should I do, so that he can further improve his communication skills. So And I know about this platform because my company hosts this kind of Toastmasters club meetings and all.
It's a corporate club?
Yeah,
Which company is this?
it's a McDermott. Yeah. So I'm actually happy he's liking it. So so I'm hopeful that he will join today.
Welcome, sir. Happy to have you here. Any guests from this side? Yeah.
I am Steve. I'm from Odisha, and I'm working in a Swedish company called Kappa, and I travel a lot. I spent 6 months in India, 3 months in China, 3 months in Sri Lanka, Colombo. So already I'm a part of Toastmaster, called Ralph Toastmaster in Colombo. And but after COVID, I have lost my touch with this Toastmaster. I have to come back to India because of reasons. So I'm here today. I'm very excited and here today because I want to improve my communication skills and leadership skills. And I have a passion to deliver speaking to the large audience. I don't frequent in office, so I want to hone my skills. I want to make it big better.
Welcome, sir. We'll be happy to hear your feedback. Yes, ma'am.
Hi everyone, I'm Lavanya Palagotu. I am working as a corporate strategy manager in Schneider Electric. So here I am today just to sharpen my communication skills further because I interact with a lot of CEOs, CXOs levels day in, day out. So just want to sharpen my skills.
Thank you, Lavanya. So we'll take rest of the guest introductions at the end of the session. In the meanwhile, are we ready, Ashwada? Design your life, Ashwarya. Ashwarya, design your life.
Hello everyone. Hello Toastmasters and guests. Today, before I introduce the topic, I would ask a question. How many of you woke up in the morning excited for the day? Woke up in the morning excited for the day.
Get up there and go for it.
Interesting. So we have almost 30% who are excited, 35 was excited, 65 were like, yeah, again another day. I think a lot of us, I have definitely faced this question multiple times. That is this what life is all about? Am I going the right path? What to do? How to live my life? I do not have questions like answer to these questions, and I've been wondering that I've designed my house, I designed my vacations, but what about my life? So today's topic is Ikigai. Have you heard of Ikigai?
Yes.
It's a Japanese framework which helps us find the purpose of our life. And this will be my part A of the workshop. Hopefully next few weeks I will do the part B of the workshop. So part A workshop, the theme is to find the purpose of your life. And Ikigai means a reason to wake up. So I hope by the end of the day, for next session when I ask you how many of you woke up excited, we have at least 90% hands up. This is what I'm looking for. So this is not just a talk, it's also a workshop where all of you have to participate and we'll all find the purpose of our lives together. How many of you have pen and paper? I'd ask people to get. Who do not have, I'll just pass this here. So people get to stick in papers. Give me pass. I also have some pencils. Whatever was lying at my home, I just picked it up. You have a digital note.
We short of pens.
Yes, I sent some pencils. So Ikigai lies at the intersection of 4 questions. Those are what you love doing, what you're good at, what you're skilled at, what the world needs, and the fourth one is what you get paid to do. So we'll try to find the answers of these questions as the session goes along. And let's start our Toastmasters session, and then in between I'll give you small snippets of how we go forward. So I would like to start with inviting the general evaluator for the day. That is Arthya Ravas.
Thank you for that.
Oh, sorry.
So today I'm playing the role of general evaluator, and the topic is Ikigai. And I returned back from Japan yesterday night. And I can correlate that how, till the age of 70 or 80s, people work. And they work with a passion, and they woke up with the energy which is required in their day or maybe at their workplaces. So I will be going through your Ikigai session, and that we will be learning that why it is very important to know your own niche, which can help you to correlate all those things and you can become a better version of yourself. So, being an evaluator, my role is to look at the quality level of this people, as there are certain standards which are already set for the meeting, like meeting should start on time, should end on time, and all the speeches are delivered as per the pathways which have been selected by you guys, and evaluations are done with the CRC approach, where speaker gets value and then he adds that value as a feedback and take that feedback into his next speeches and utilize those feedbacks and delivers better speeches. For this, we have dedicated evaluators for the speakers who will be coming in the first section of paid speech sections. And second section, as our president told, the presiding officer told, that this will be a table topic section. It will be an impromptu kind of section where you will be coming here and speaking for 1 to 2 minutes, and you will be thinking on your own feet. And as our Sir was suggesting, that it's very easy to become audience, very difficult to become a player. And when you become a player, your focus is there onto your game. So what game you are going to play is here. It's a very good place for you guys to come and share your thoughts, feelings, opinions, whatever you have about the subject which will be given to you. And the third section is evaluation sections, where I will be evaluating with my team. And in this section we have 360-degree evaluation format, because we have to set the field for the game player who will be coming over here, that how is delivering these speeches. So we have that one of the player as a fielder, I can say, grammarian, and that is Toastmaster Harish. So he's a very good catcher actually. So he will be catching your language very fast. So take care of your language while you are coming over here. Don't hesitate to speak over here.
Good morning, everyone. So I'll be the grammarian for today, and as a grammarian, I'll be listening to the speeches and every evaluation carefully, and I'll make note of good phrases used. I'll also make a note of any errors, any grammatical errors, any slips, and I'll present my evaluation at the end of the meeting. Let's hope we learn to write something from this Oh, sorry. Yeah. I have the word of the day. The word of the day is tenacious, which means persistent and determined despite difficulties. And idiom of the day is hit the ground running, which means to start something with great energy and effectiveness.
Hit the ground
Running. I don't know.
So let us hit the ground running and call second auxiliary role player timer, that is Akhilesh.
Abhilash.
Abhilash, sorry.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Abhilash. This is my first role in this group as a timer. And as a timer, I would be observing everyone's speech. Punctuality is very important for all the speeches to be effectiveness. Anything said more than an allotted time, it's not worth it. So that is why my role for today is timer, and timeline for speeches is 5 to 7 minutes. So I would be raising these flags. So green for reaching 5 minutes, then yellow for 6, and then this is deadline 7 minutes. For general evaluation, it's 2 to 3 minutes. So 2 for green, 2.5 for yellow, and then 3 for red. So at the end, I would be delivering my conclusion, and for I think table topics, it's a 1 to 2 minutes. So 1.5, and then 2. So that's all for today.
We all have limited time, like this speech. I have only 5 to 7 minutes. Better to identify your key guy, purpose of your life, and live that life fully. And now I would like to invite our counter, Toastmaster Shekhar.
Hi everyone, I'm Shekhar, and this is actually my first time doing this. So I'll be the art of it today, and I'll be noticing words that we use for meaning, filler words like R's, crutch words that we use, like such as, and also the words that we use. So I'll be noting those in the top there, and I'll be presenting my report at the end. So thank you.
Then we have to just take care of one more thing, that whosoever do not use any filler words, do not take pauses unnecessarily, will be known as perfect
Articulator.
And now it's time to call Toastmaster Kritika for introduction. James,
It's both of us.
both of you.
Yeah.
Okay, and Linky, please come.
Chocolate family boys over here.
I'm sorry, but as per the rule, as I am the umpire for the game, so I cannot allow 2 members playing role of
Okay.
listeners, so I want one of you.
So I think she's a better listener.
Okay, thank you. Let us see that how well you guys listen.
Hi, I'm Rinki and good morning to everyone. Today I'll be your active listener, and what speaking is of course the fuel, the engine for this Toastmaster club, but listening is the fuel. So I will be listening to every breath you take, everything that you say. I will try to also develop my own listening skills. So let's see how it goes. Thank you very much, and we hit the ground running. We can start now. Thank you.
Great. So let us call directly to Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Aishwarya, and listen what she's supposed to say on Ikigai. I will not take much time, but I will be coming back in the third section of the meeting and sharing all those evaluations which are deep and
I'm excited about the workshop. Let's start with drawing the framework. So do you all have our papers? Yes. Everyone has it? Now we draw a big plus. We divide the paper into 4 quadrants. Four big quadrants. Once we have done that, we'll write 4 questions in it. What do you love is the most important one. So we can write the questions later also if we're running out of time.
That's very, it's an umbrella
Yeah, so I'll come to that. So just the title of it. So if the first question, just writing the question name, like the letters is done, we'll come to the slide. The first part of the exercise. So what do we love? What are you good at? What does the world need? And what can you be rewarded for? The 4 questions that the guy asks. I think if you're done with the framework, we can move forward. If you're not, we'll come back to these later, so you don't have to worry about it. First question, what do you love? What do you love is an umbrella term. It can have a lot of things, it can mean a lot of things. But when I say what do you love is what is the activity that you loved as a child or even as a grown-up when you lose track of time. Where if you're not paid, if there's no status in this world, still you would love to do. So what would that thing be for you? It could be anything. It could be writing, listening, playing chess for Kritika. So it can be anything for you. I think we can all don't give it too much thought. Whatever is the first to 5 things that come to your mind, just write it down.
How many? What?
Any, like you can write 1, 5, 3, 10, anything, all the things that you love doing. Maybe like even playing with your children could be something. So what you love doing as a child, what made you feel most alive and most energetic, and if money and status did not exist, what would you do?
But that is the key to survival, right? You cannot imagine the world without money.
No, but for this question, we'll imagine the world without money, without status.
I have to, right? It doesn't matter like
That is a different question. So for this question, we have 4 questions. For this question, we'll just answer what we love. And now coming back to Toastmasters, I will like to invite the evaluator of the first speaker of the day. So evaluator Saurav for TM Jyotish. Saurav.
Thank you. I'm going to evaluate Toastmaster Jyotish for his fourth speech from level 1, project 4. Project 4. It's on evaluation and feedback. So he must have given a speech before prior to this and got an evaluation. And based on that evaluation, he has made some changes to the speech again. And he's presenting them, and I'll be evaluating the same. With that, other than that, I'll also be noting him for his body language and engagement with the audience. All the best to you, Jyotish.
A small intro about Jyotish. He's a marketer by profession. He loves observing and noting life lessons from people's life. A foodie at heart and a traveler on foot. TM Jyotish.
Thank you so much. All okay? Okay. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Today I am going to tell you a story. It's a story not about me. You might have heard it before. It will look like a film story, but it's a real one. Now, I need your help in this whole 5 to 6 minutes of mine. First, imagine a small, skinny, little boy somewhere in US. He was just struggling with his day-to-day life. He was sitting in yet another classroom with yet another town. It was his 14th class changes in 14 years.
he was just struggling for a normal life. What he was expecting that on a normal day he can have friends, he can have a normal meal, he can have a normal parents. He was sitting in the classroom at a corner and looking at the door to go home, where his mother was waiting for him. But unfortunately, his home was not even the safest place for him. That home where his parents, especially his father, was living, it's traumatizing. He used to beat him, his mother. That's why he and her mother always have to run from one city to another city. His father make him feel so small that in childhood what usually we get wings, he was having more wounds than wings. Now hold that image with you. Coming nowadays, 20s or 20, let's say this era, you are just sitting, enjoying a cup of coffee with your spouse at near Burj Khalifa. You are just enjoying the scenic view of Burj Khalifa at the sunset. Suddenly you saw that a guy was climbing Burj Khalifa with only one safety belt with his bare hand, and he was getting filmed by a couple of cameras and couple of helicopters. Now imagine that image. That guy is climbing Burj Khalifa, sunset coming just behind us. It's kind of heroic. Any cases who I'm talking about? Exactly. I'm talking about Tom Cruise. In regular days, we assume Tom Cruise as a very masculine, very hard-working kind of guy. He is. Exactly, he is. But why? Because of his childhood. Because of his childhood, he was not letting go any obstacle. Now I would try to compare both guys. A 14-year-old boy and a 40 or 50-year-old guy. A boy who could not hold on a single classroom. Now that guy holding the Burj Khalifa steel's pillar by his bare hands. His father make him feel so small that he even can't imagine himself. Now he is standing and climbing mountain that even eagles don't dare to go there. A boy whose hands were trembling at that time, now he is holding the fighter jet and flying from it, and on it, and flying from that also. So imagine how Tom Cruise became Tom Cruise. Not just because of this, not just, I would say, because of its traumatic childhood. He wanted to make sure that feeling will never overcome again. Every stunt, every movie, every building, every fighter jet he flew, he made sure to convey this message to his inner child that look where we became. Thank you. Thank you so much.
That was a wonderful speech. Tom Cruise definitely is an inspiration. Never knew that he had such a difficult childhood. That beautiful face and that smile always felt that the world makes it feel blissful. Never knew the struggles behind it. I think it's time for us to become Tom Cruises of our life. And let's move to part 2 of this questionnaire. This is, what are you good at? So here it comes to the skill part of it. So So it talks about your talents and strengths that comes more easily to you. Some of us paint more easily, some of us are good listeners, some of us write well, some of us are amazing at coding. Some of us have worked very hard to get amazing at coding. So any skills you might have worked, it comes naturally to you. Also, we have a habit of underestimating our skills. So we also think a lot of, it seems like an easy question, but sometimes we feel like maybe I'm not good at anything, but that's not true. So just think about the times people have complimented you for any activity or any instance or anything that you do, or think of any instant when people come to you for help. What do they come to you for? Like I know for Bhavesh, people come to him for counseling since forever because he's a great listener. Or any skill that you've worked very hard on or mastered over the years. So just give yourself 1 minute, think of anything that you're good at and write whatever comes to your head. Again, don't overthink. Whatever thoughts come to you, you know the best about you, you know yourself like no one else do. So 1 minute and then you'll be good. Are we done? Coming back to the Toastmaster speeches, I would like to invite TM Vishwajit, who is the evaluator of TM Nitin. Vishwajit.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ashwarya. So I am evaluator for Toastmaster Nitin, who is on the pathway Visionary Communication. This is his level 1 speech 2. The purpose of the project is writing a speech with purpose. So his speech will be focusing on writing a coherent speech, and the evaluation will be more on the structure of the speech. But Toastmaster Nitin has also asked me to evaluate him on the delivery. So I will also include parts of the in my evaluation the way he has delivered the content. So wish him all the best, and I'm eager to see what he delivers in this today's speech. Over to you.
Let me introduce TM Nitin to you. He's a mechanical engineer by profession, an enthusiastic sports person, loves engaging in political discussions, fond of solo traveling to mountains, and enjoy listening Punjabi music when not doing anything. His theme for today's speech is joyful memories. Let's welcome TM Nitin. TM Nitin, joyful memories.
Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Can you imagine all the times when our minds were not clogged with the internet, web series episodes, mobile phones, laptops, TVs, and other technological advancements? Think of the time when the playgrounds were not capitalized by some of the MNC companies, sport companies, and then they were using a commercial use of those grounds for their own profits. Can you think of the times when clouds were only up in the sky and it is only looked up for the rains? Python was only a snake, and Telegram was only a medium of communication for postal communications. Can you think of a time when one has to visit to his family or friends and they don't have to call them up in advance and check on them whether are you available this weekend for meeting, or can we come up to see you, or you guys have any other plans? Like, it seems like a very difficult imagination, but I'm talking about an era of late 80s and early 90s. When during my childhood times, this was the environment where we have grown up of, and I have very joyful memories from that time, and I would like to share some of those with you today. Okay, starting with my school, in a primary school, we were having a strength of around 150 students, and there were 2 full-time teachers to take care of us. right? Without any support staff like no peon or aunties were there, and all the regular school support stuff was to be managed by us as a students. That was a great learning, which has helped us to shape up doing many other stuff in continuation to our academic excellence as well. There was, in terms of facilities, there were not many in the schools. No dedicated classrooms, no whiteboards, and not even the desk for the students to sit. We used to sit on the floor under the trees 10 out of the 12 months. For the 2 months during rainy seasons, all of us were moved to another place in the village called Gurudwaras, and that was the only place where all of us can accommodate it as a 150 students. Although the resources were not enough, but still I would say along with our academic excellence, this has taught us many lessons related to our life skills, like how to collaborate more when the resources are less, how to be thankful and grateful for whatever we got, even if it is not up to our expectations, and how to continue move forward even when there are many constraints ahead of you. So these kind of lessons we have learned during our schooling. Although apart from the schooling, our games were also very localized and simple. It was not very sophisticated like cricket, badminton or soccer types. We used to have very localized simple games back then, and with having like tires in our hands and with the sticks we used to move around the periphery of our village, and we used to wear the kilometers back then. Climbing the highest on the trees, grab the fruits and come down was one of the competitions we used to have a boys, in our younger age. And one of our favorite game was to, catching the frogs in the fields, or after it is heavy raining, we used to, pick up the earthworms and put them into the bags and then release them later without harming them. So these were the fun elements we used to find in our games, which were very, close to our hearts at that time. Apart from those, the other life was also very simple. The community at large was very closely knitted. Everybody who was elder to us in the village seems to be an extension of our parents. We always reach out to them whenever we need any support or guidance, and they were also free to guide us, without any hesitations. They give us, suggestions, feedbacks, and at times they give us harsh punishment as well, because that's what they think their right is. And for those, they don't need a permission from our parents. It was not like today. The food habits were also very simple back then. Like today, I can see there's a lot of dilemma. What will be in breakfast, lunch, dinner, today, tomorrow? There should not be repetitions. But back then, it was a very simple job, and our mothers don't have to, take these kind of tough decisions. So if I remember of my breakfast, for 365 days in a year, it was a fixed breakfast: one paratha, piece of pickle, and cup of milk. And this was my same routine till 10th class. Not mine, but all of my brothers, sisters, as well cousins as well. So we used to enjoy that bit. And evenings were also very relaxing. Not everybody used to stay back in the homes. Everybody wanted to come out, because there was nothing like televisions or other communication media which can take them home. Everybody was out, chilling out with others, enjoying the company of each others while discussing. In the evenings, in the nights, we used to lay down under the stars and telling the stories about the stars to other siblings and everyone's. That was our favorite pastime. Counting the stars was one of the favorite play game for all of us, and it was also one of the strongest sleeping pill as well, because I remember most of the times I felt asleep when I was still counting the stars back then. So in conclusion, I would say also that although the resources were not many, but the life was very peaceful. It has a meaning to it. The relationship has a very depth in it, and we used to enjoy those times. If I compare it with today's, fast-paced life when buildings are very high and our wealth has gone up, many cars we all possesses, but there's no time, there's no relaxation, there's no feeling that we used to have back then. That's all. Thank you.
Wonderful speech.
Thank you.
It takes me also back in time. I was born in a village in Bihar, and we also had like similar life there, no TV. We used to have power cuts from 6 to 8, and my mother used to be so happy that finally a power cut, now my kids will go out and play. And she used to wait for the power cut, and now we don't have any power cuts, so we're not very happy about it. Coming back to Ikigai, we have our next quadrant to fill, which is what the world needs. So here we are expanding the scope. It was about what we love. It was about what we are good at. But what do you think the world needs? And the world can be different for different people. For someone it can be the entire globe. For someone it can be the country. For someone it can be the state. For someone it can be your own society, your own community, or maybe Toastmasters, or your own family. So you can have your own definition of the world. And what is that problem that you would like to solve in this world? So go ahead, fill in your quadrants, and let's see where it takes us. So 3 questions to ask yourself. What problems make me think someone should fix this? Whose life do I want to make a little better? And what change would I be proud of, proud to be a part of? Give you 60 seconds to fill it. These could overlap in 2-3 quadrants, so don't feel scared about it. It is completely normal. And if it does, you can write it at those 2-3 quadrants if any of the matters like overlap. Now, getting back to our speeches, I would like to invite TM Tanika as the evaluator of TM Pradyumna. Please welcome on the stage.
Level is presentation mastery. He is on a level 1 project 2. Basically the speech is given after just icebreaker speech. There are certain parameters on which he has told me to evaluate. First is the voice modulation. Instead of the voice modulation, he wants me to focus particularly on the stuttering part. Then there is a humorous content also, and the last one is how many finger quotes or the pauses he is using while on the stage. So those are the ones I'm going to evaluate.
Thank you, Tanika. Let me introduce TM Pradyumna to you. He is on a very exciting journey. He just completed his last working day at PwC and also has a startup of his own on the side. He recently got enrolled into Master Union and loves to spend his time at gym and watch web series. TM Pradyumna. The title of his speech is Life is a Game of Team Patti. Team Patti.
So, good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests. So, how many of you have looked at other people's lives and think, damn, this person is so lucky. Maybe they were born into a rich family, maybe they had the right connections, maybe opportunities just seem to come to them automatically. And we think, why wouldn't I get those cards? Well, same like in Team Patti, when the cards are distributed, we can't tell to the dealer, excuse me, brother, I think I have been dealt some bad cards. Could I just exchange them in return of good ones? That doesn't happen. Life works the same way. We can't wish or we can't ask for another one. But as in Team Patti, the cards that we have distributed, we can't change them. But the rules can be changed. In Team Patti, there are many variations, if you know. It's AK-47, it's Moveless, it's Joker. You could have the worst possible cards, 2, 3, 5, and you could say, damn, I'm screwed. But in a Moveless, you have the best possible cards with you. So life works in a similar way. We think that we have been dealt with 3 terrible cards
and the life has said good luck to us. But if we look in ourselves and think, which table should I sit on? That is the game where it starts. Figuring out where to sit, figuring out our own game. Now this brings me back to my own journey. When I joined PwC, I was working with very technical people and I was pretty new to all of that. I used to go into the meetings, listen to all the discussions that were happening, and it felt like my Wi-Fi was disconnected to reality. I went into buffering mode a lot. But I realized something. I do not have to play the game that they are playing. I have to search for my own. I need to find my own strengths. I was good at building relationships, at understanding business problems, connecting with people. So I focus on those strengths. I think that is what people miss. We focus on just comparing our paths with other person instead of looking at our own. I think luck is a very misunderstood concept. We think that luck is being dealt great cards, but instead it's about finding what our cards mean and where our strengths lie. If we discover that, I think everyone could achieve what they want. A fish trying to climb a tree, an artist trying to become an engineer. That doesn't make sense. But if they're sitting at the right table, then they're at the top of the level. No one can beat them. Many of the persons that we admire, that we look around you, weren't they rejected? Weren't they? Did the things just got handed over to them? Did they quit? No, they didn't. Things didn't get handed over to them. They built their on their own. So I think everyone, if they find their own strengths, their own mindset of what the growth is for them, and they can achieve that ladder of success they want. You just have to figure out what game you are playing and figure out how life would work for you and not the other people's life would work for yourself. So thank you.
A very beautiful speech. I think it goes very well with our theme as well today. Not comparing a fish and a lion. A fish can't climb a tree and a lion can swim but not be as fast as a fish can. So let's get to the fourth and the last quadrant. This is the most important one, the practical one. What are you paid for? So here we would look at the skills that we have, or what all things can I get paid for is basically what the question is. So what demand the society has that I can fulfill and be rewarded for it in monetary terms is the question. You might already be doing certain job which helps you pay, or the other options for you. So what all things can you do to get paid? The work the world will value enough to reward you for. What could I get paid for if I built on it? Is the question. Where does demand mean? What can I offer? We have a lot of skills, a lot of things. I am a UX designer. I design mobile apps, but I can do any number of things. I can maybe become a teacher. And I'll be rewarded for that. I think I have certain skill sets. I can maybe become an artist, but not get. I don't get paid that much there. I'm not so good at it. But there are any number of things that we can do. So where is the demand? So if I talk about myself, like in the design field, the demand is in the UX IT space. So we all have moved there, although we all might want to do something else. So where is the demand? What can I offer? the last speaker of the day, and before I call the speaker, I would like to call the evaluator, TM Yogesh for TM Suchi. TM Yogesh. Okay, let's call TM Sachin as an evaluator.
Sachin, I am taking a check-in. Yeah. Hi everyone, I am Prince.
TM Prince.
So I am going to evaluate Toastmaster Suchi. Her project 3 storytelling and pathway presentation mastery level 3. Timer, please note that the duration of the speech is 7:30 minutes. It's 7 to 8 minutes. Okay. And the title of the speech is The Oxygen We Borrowed. The Oxygen We Borrowed. And the purpose of this project is to practice using a story within a speech or giving a speech that's a story. So I'm going to evaluate on this aspect only, and I will present my report at the end of the meeting. So all the best.
Let me introduce TM Suchi to all of you. Suchi. Yes. For TM Suchi, this is a story project, and like every good story, it comes from real life. TM Suchi is stepping up to share something personal, a story that means a lot to her, told in her own words and her own way. I won't say anything more because the best stories are the ones you discover as they unfold. TM Suchi, The Oxygen We Borrowed. TM Suchi, The Oxygen We Borrowed.
This is the number I kept staring. This is not the digits of a phone number. This is not a price tag. This is the level of oxygen of my husband. Anything below 94 is dangerous. It means the body is shutting down quietly. The person is still talking to you, still looking at you, still asking, am I going to be okay? Am I going to be okay? It was May 2021. One afternoon we were watching the news, and then one announcement came. Complete lockdown starting tomorrow. The news was both a pain and a relief. A pain because we are going to be locked in a cage, and a relief because we are going to be safe together. That same evening, my husband went out to meet a transporter. A usual thing he has done 100 times. He came back. By the night, he was sneezing. That's all it took. Next morning, he started burning. I isolated him in a room. We took an online consultation from the doctor. That's all that was available at that time. And he prescribed some medicines. We waited for them to work, but they didn't. The fever didn't break. The cough got worse. I started observing his oxygen, the way we see a clock when we are waiting for someone, except with the thought, number did not move, but it moved. 96, 92, 88. We called hospitals after hospitals. No beds, no beds, no beds. That's what he is. He is diabetic, so every hit was hard, hitting me very hard. You don't know the fear. Then you are requesting, you are begging a stranger for a piece of furniture with a tube attached to it. And just a bed, that's all we need. But we didn't get it. of it, my phone rang. It was my cousin, a boy. After 10 years of waiting, after 10 years of trying, a baby boy. I was so happy for her. I felt the world is still kind, still gave me some happiness. But I was not aware the phone that has given me joy for a moment is going to be most terrifying object in my house. Next morning, the phone rang again. Same cousin. Her husband, 36 years old. COVID, gone. She became a mother a day ago, and now she's a widow. I sit on the floor. I looked at the oxygen meter of my husband, 86. Next day, my husband's cousin, 38 years old, gone. 84. My friend, my dear friend, her husband, 34 years old, gone. 82. These were the two numbers continuously falling, one on the mobile screen and one on the oxygen meter. These are not the numbers on news anymore. These are the men's I knew, the husbands, the fathers. 80. I prayed to God like I have never done in my life before. Please, please, not him, not us. And then an angel appeared, not with the wings. She gave me a phone. She said she knows someone who knew a bed is empty in the city of Faridabad, in an hospital. We admitted him, and for the first time in last 5 days, I let myself breathe. But that breath was a mistake, because next morning I woke up burning. Husband was in hospital. I have to send the kids to the grandparents because I could not risk their life. And that is how I was left alone. No husband, no parents, no children. Just me. No one to ask me for the water. No one to check if I am breathing right. My fear and the thermometer I kept climbing. I took medicines, but they didn't work. My oxygen started dropping. I checked it. The way I checked for him, but this time no one was checking mine. That day, at evening, I was lying on bed thinking, is this how it happened? Waiting alone in a room? But underneath that fear, something was awake, a voice that refused to agree. A voice that said, not yet, I am not done yet. I could not explain about my condition to anyone but my parents, and my husband from his bed in the hospital sensed it. Somehow, all together, they arranged a bed for me. After spending a week in the hospital, we both were home, together, alive. I won't tell you that I was brave. I was not. I won't tell you I had a plan. I didn't. But there was one thing that was made again and again on every worst night of my life by my parents. One line they kept saying to me, for every failure, for every scrapped knee, for every time I wanted to quit, हार मत मानो, जब तक सांस है लड़ना है. Don't accept defeat. You have to fight until you breathe. That thing I understood properly while observing my breath getting short. They were not raising a daughter, they were raising a survivor. This number, I don't look at this anymore. Last week, my daughter came to me, burst into tears. She lost a badminton match. I don't know, somehow the word came out of my mouth, Har mat mano. She blinked at me. She didn't understand. The way I didn't when it was told to me first 100 times. But someday, somewhere, in some room of her own, she will.
It will take us a minute to recover from that. That was a very heartfelt speech. We all went through a different thing. We all have our own COVID memories and it all resurfaced. But coming back to Ikigai, now that we have our 4 quadrants filled, now it's the time for truth to find out where the circle meet. And how do we make sense of this quadrant? So we have what you love and what you're good at. But we don't get money from this. So this becomes your passion. We all have passion projects and things we like to work on. We have what we love and what our world needs. Again, you're not getting any money there. For survival, where it's very important. So that becomes your mission. We have what the world needs and what we can be rewarded for. That is vocation, and what you can be rewarded for and what you're good at is your profession. I think all of us, we focus a lot on our profession, but it is not enough to live a fulfilling life. So I think all 4 of them are important, and where this meets. Does anybody have any keyword where all this 4 is meeting? Could anybody find Ikigai?
That is Ikigai.
Yeah. So could you find anything that you love, that you can get paid for, that you're good at, and that you also think the world needs? Bhavesh is living that life.
Yeah, so I mean, I've done this exercise before, and what I've come up as of now, and I know what before is that I found that the only thing that I'm good at is to deliver peace.
I think into mean vocation, what does it mean? Can we have an example? Vocation.
Vocation and profession are a little similar, but vocation do not get paid. So it's more like passion, but it's also doing good. I will try to dig deeper of what Ikigai means exactly by it. It was a little confusing, but that's what I could get off. And at the last, I would like to say that as per Ikigai, the middle point where all these 4 quadrants meet is not something that you discover, but it's not a treasure that you will find it hidden somewhere. It is something for which you have to work hard, take steps towards it. So there might be something that you are good at, something that you love, that you can be rewarded for, but you may not be good at. So you have to take steps to work towards it to meet the Ikigai. So I would like to leave you with a small step that this week all of us should try to take one small thing where we think our circles will overlap, and a small step that will take us in the direction of reaching our Ikigai. So I would like to end with that, and also invite our table topic Toastmaster of the day
Table topic master.
Table topic master, TM Ruchira.
to fathom what Suchi said and left us speechless. A lot of goosebumps, but I feel everything is well that ends well. Let's all stay happy, take care of ourselves, because we don't know what life is throwing at you. Ever. All right. Okay, so good morning everyone. And when I was looking at the topic, the theme for the day, design your life, we all, it kept me thinking how much time we spend designing and creating everything around us. So carefully we choose our clothes. As Aishwarya rightly said, we choose the food that we eat, the shoes that we wear, the vacations that we go for, our homes, our friends, and everything. But how often do we pause and think what life we are creating? Not a dream life someday, but how are we designing our life through our choices, through the habits, through the decisions that we make? So I thought we're going to have some fun with that idea. So ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Design Studio. And for all those who are new to the Toastmasters and all our guests, what this table topic master and this section is all about is that, you know, this is an opportunity and this is the platform for you to come here and give a speech or share your opinion, your ideas, your creativity for a minute or two. You've taken that step to leave your bed on a very, very relaxing Sunday morning, and you're just a few steps away from where you're sitting to start a new journey today. Believe me, this is a no judgmental space and a space. Nobody is judging you, and if they are judging you, it is their fault, it is not yours. All right, they will improve. So I would request all the guests who are here, make that one extra step here and be here and try, because this is not tough at all. All you need to do is pick up a design card and be the designer of your own life. So what we have here is something like this. We have these 3 categories, which are blueprint cards, which nothing like a life bigger than you or a bigger than life. Design elements are those little small things that you shape your experience around, and life upgrades are those little improvements, those little changes that help you grow. So all you need to do is pick up a card here, and that is the design. Be the designer of your own life today. Inviting a first member to be a designer of his or own life. Are you a member? Please come. Which one do you pick?
I think Life Upgrades.
You said Life Upgrade. Do you have a choice between U1, U2, U3 and U4?
So it could be a Russian roulette, like anything that comes at.
Let's be the big fan.
Okay.
Alright. It's a delete card. You're allowed to permanently delete one habit from your life. Which habit goes and why? Take your time, take a few seconds to gather your points and then you'll discuss.
Yeah, I think there are 2, like I will not stick to one. There are 2 habits that I want to get rid of. Which is, one is procrastination that everyone goes through. And 2 is me being stubborn enough for not taking fitness seriously. I recently realized when I moved to Gurgaon, city has been completely, it's a new city for me. So I couldn't take much of public transport or do any of the bus commute or metro commute daily because I was not interested. And in where I used to come, Hyderabad and in Chennai when I passed state, I had a lot of habit of taking public transport, which made me move and walk a lot. Also take a lot of public transport. So coming to the past 6 months, I had no physical activity, just taking a cab from my room, going to office, coming back to room and doing nothing else. Recently I tried, I was very enthusiastic because it was very clear whether I was okay, I'll walk, I'll do it. Then I realized how bad I've become and I couldn't barely walk half kilometer, barely couldn't walk 1 kilometer, which I felt bad because I used to do 2.5 when I was in college. So yeah, I would take my fitness seriously, go back to the gym, take some cycling, take some stuff that can make me feel healthy again and light and active. Yeah.
I think all of us can relate to this. Procrastination, I don't know when that day will come and we will stop and permanently delete it from our life. Fitness, yes, I think that's the need of the hour. So you must take it seriously. I mean, if you want to really enjoy life further in your old days. Who's our next designer? I would request the guests to be here. Please. Which one would you pick? There you go. The user manual. If your friend had to write a user manual for you, what would be the first page say? I mean, just to give you an idea, when you buy any gadget, it says, handle with care, you know, a lot of other things. You know, do not wash the electric part of it. So something like about you, if your friend has to write the first page, like for me, they will say, think twice before you talk to her. Take your time.
So I think the first thing that a person would talk about is I'm a little meticulous as a person. Now that's a double-edged sword. It helps and it has its downsides as well. Where it helps, if you're preparing for something, probably I take down a lot of details. I go into the finer things, but that also keeps me stuck with things. I went to a cultural retreat of sorts, and one of the things that they remarked over there is, okay, what's that stuck up your ass? Yeah, so so I think so it's a good thing and a bad thing, but I think that's one of the top things that they speak about. They'd say that, okay, when you go, be prepared for a long conversation, it's not going to be short. So yeah, that's one thing. Thank you.
Being meticulous, yes, as he said, could serve as a double sword, because what we look at always is perfection. But we forget that there are two P's. If we forget the perfection and we just keep progressing, the spelling is entirely different. But if you keep progressing, you will not be short of perfection. You will hit that goal one day or the other. Thank you so much, so nicely said. Inviting a member, yes, Vishnu. I've learned something and I want to share. So I was just kind of Googling, how do I go back to my slide, and all those people who are tech savvy here would know it. So it says, suppose my slide is, my category card. So what I need to do is, I need to press that slide and say enter. So I'm trying it for all those who can learn it, and it goes straight there. It was an aha moment for me. Which one would you choose? Come again, please. What made you choose that? Let's see what he has in store. D2. There you go. Okay. Oh, the life dashboard. The life has a dashboard, like you have a dashboard on the car which talks about how many kilometers left, what is the fuel left, what speed you're going at. Which indicator do you check most often and why? Suppose your life is a dashboard. It will definitely have so many years left, which you would not like to check, right? Don't go ahead with this friend of yours. He or she is gonna ditch you, okay? Or I'm just kidding. So which indicator do you check most often and why? It could be something expensive. Just to give you an example.
So the indicator for me is energy, and for me, whenever we are interacting with the people, if you be energy conscious or energy cautious, you will observe either you are dragging the energy, your energy will be getting dragged, or you will be enthused, or your energy is increasing, or you are feeling that upliftment. So I think whenever I'm living my life and whenever I'm interacting with the people, I think I look for is how is my energy interacting with this person. Am I uplifting or am I getting down? And whether there is a synchronicity present or not. That's what I think I look for. and that is the indicator for me for my life as a dashboard.
Rightly said. I mean, you can relate it with me that every meeting that you have, whether a corporate or the meetings that I have with my parents being a teacher, there will always be one person who will just try to pull you down and drag your energy. So if I have that meter and I'm having a meeting with you and I say, have you ever noticed there is one instrument that tells you how much battery is left in a cell? A battery life. So you connect both the ends and there's an arrow that moves towards the red and towards the green if there's more battery left. So suppose I have something and I say, no, not the right person, it drains my energy, and I move on to the one. Life is going to be so simple. Most of our lives we figure out, is that person right who's going to pull my energy, lift my energy up, or pull it down. I would be happy if some tech person may design that dashboard for me. It will save a lot of my time.
We both can design.
We both can do that. Who's our guest who's going to take that one extra step ahead? So please. All right, what did we learn? What am I supposed to do? Slide. 2 minutes. Very good. Nobody is going for blueprint. That's okay. I'm telling you, the cards are much kinder than they look. Design the blueprint. 2, 3 for you. All right. The upgrade. You receive version 2.0 of yourself. It's like we keep getting, higher version on the Windows or any phone. Yourself overnight. What is the biggest upgrade that you would see when you wake up?
You know that I am working in China, and Chinese people have different kind of emotion. It's not like Indian. So I booked a girl called Mandy. She has Chinese name, but Mandy, I used to call her Mandy because English name. And when once I entered into the office, I saw her constantly, moving her, observing her phone, constantly for 2 hours, something like that. And I was through the glass, I can see, oh, Mandy, what she's doing? And I called Mandy. Mandy, you're not working. You're not focusing on work. What are you doing? What happened next? She went to her place, brought all the files, banged on my table. Sudhir, I'm leaving. And she went away. Then I called her, the girl sitting next to me. Her name is Yuki. I called Yuki. Yuki, what happened? Why Mandy was reacting? No, Sudhir, it is not India. She has all the apps, all the work she's doing through her phone. She was very busy. Oh, it was by mistake. So, I realized one thing. Do not react. This is what I learned. This is the version 2 of myself. You have to be patient. You have to learn what other person's emotion is. Why she's reacting. First, understand yourself. So, this is my version 2. Do not react instantly. Wait.
That's what we tell our children, because the instant impulse is that they react to people telling them something, or very often that word bullying is used in school. And we only tell them respond and do not react. There's a massive difference between the two. I would like to invite a guest who has still been procrastinating to come here. I know there are various faces who are always a permanent feature of this place, but one who has never been here and who's been a member. We just had a guest. I'm talking about a member now, I'm sorry. Anyone who's been procrastinating, why me? Maybe next time. I don't trust you. It's so much fun to just design. Are you looking lovely today? Me too, that's me. It's sporting enough. And believe me, this is, if my memory was right, very fun. The empty shelf. So you have one empty shelf in the library of your life. What experience would you place there? If not the book, then some dream, some skill, some instrument.
Okay, so ever since a child I have been reading Harry Potter. It's my favorite book, it's my comfort book. I read it every night before I go to sleep, and sometimes I cannot go to sleep before I read a page or two. So I would really want to experience that life, the life in Hogwarts, and it's my dream destination to go to Edinburgh one day and see that castle and experience what I have been reading since the child. So that would be the book that I would place in my empty shelf.
Alright, inviting another designer who's very fresh, so let's hear a very fresh perspective here. A guest, please. How much time do we have time with us? Last one, so a guest and a member? Or just a guest? Alright, no problem. Are you a guest? Please. Which one do you go for? You four. To enter. Never forget. The invisible tattoo. Oh, how interesting. So everyone can see one invisible tattoo that represents your life philosophy. What does it say? Now everyone can see it, but you can't see. It's something like we keep reading, a lot of phrases. Oh, relax, this too shall pass, be patient. Okay, so imagine that there is something going around your head, which everyone can see what person you are. So what that tattoo would be.
I will resonate myself with Scorpio. It's a very kind animal. So there is one very good quality of Scorpio. He observes the environment first. He does not attack. He reviews the atmosphere, environment, and plan his next step. So wherever the situation is, be it a boardroom, about Monday morning meetings, be it in your personal life also. So always, like a Scorpio, you should be calm enough that you can have your planning, have your, you have the goal in your mind, whatever the environment is, you calm yourself, and your action should be not agitated by the other person's behavior and experience. You should not be, so I can relate myself with it. If somebody wanted to provoke me on any one thing, I am not going to provoke. I will take my steps as per my understanding, as per my action plan, and go for it. This is
the perspective of the Scorpio. We could run away from it, but we won't if we have more people.
They don't take tea or coffee or whatever it is, but they take feedback very seriously and it gives their stomach also. So after having 4 tenacious stories from Toastmaster Jyotish, Tom Cruise, Toastmaster Nitin, joyful memories from 80s and 90s. Very vivid stories shared. Toastmaster Pradul, Team Patti, my favorite game. Any game of cards, I am there. Especially Sweep. I can play whole day. And then Suchi. Where is Suchi?
I think media also.
A story on the oxygen we borrowed. Great stories we had today. So now it's time to get some feedback, evaluation done. So I would like to invite first Toastmaster Saurabh for the speech evaluation of Toastmaster Jyotish.
Thank you, Toastmaster Arke. So here is my evaluation for Toastmaster Jyotish. I have divided into 2 parts. One is the structure and the second is the revision. Let's look at the structure first. So when you started your speech, it's always important how you set the first impression, which is what I call a hook. And there are many ways of creating the hook. The one way that you chose this time was a little different. Generally people use a question or a weird statement, something surprising. You started with the high energy. You said, with a much more, the energy and the voice tone was much higher. when you started with that, even though it was a normal statement, it actually elevated and caught people's attention. So voice is an important quality of drawing people's attention if you use it correctly. So louder voice draws people in. So using as a hook was a smart idea. Now let's look at the next part. After the hook was the setup of the story. You're telling a story, right? In the story, you have to set up the world, which is called the world building process. Right? Now, how did you set up the world building process? You took us to US, and you talked about a person who was shifting schools 14 times, and they had abusive parenting. This was a part of the whole world building process of the person and the place they belong. The only thing that in this story that it was going so good in terms of the mystery was that who was this person, and obvious slowly trying to understand. It's like almost like peeling an onion slowly, one bit at a time. But I felt like you revealed who this person was a bit too early. So just stating in the middle of the speech that this person is Tom Cruise, I think it should have been in the third quarter of the speech instead of being at the bang on the middle, so that the mystery is built in. Because in a story, it is like a mystery box. You're throwing elements of puzzle. Think of like a treasure hunt. You're giving everyone some tidbits to guess who this person is. And if you keep on moving forward with that, people will be engaged because they are also engaging their mind in terms of, okay, who is this person? Who is this person? The curiosity keeps on ramping up. And when it's very high, that is when you repeat it instead of suddenly unveiling it at the center or at the middle of the speech. So that is the only thing I would recommend you work on. Now let's look at the delivery. Again, the high energy start, which was very impactful. That is why the audience was extremely engaged. They were listening to you, what you had to say. That worked well. One small thing I noticed, which was going in the other direction. So your voice is showing confidence, but your body language in terms of the position of your hands is kind of being protected. So when you were just clasping your hands like this near your chest, it was as if you were trying to shield yourself from the audience. Be a little bit open in terms of your gesture, like, okay, I'm here, I'm going to deal with the audience, deal with the anxiety that comes in, and it will all be fine. So make sure your hand gestures are open because your voice should follow that. And other than that, I also noticed that your hand gestures are congruent to your emotions. When you were talking about the counting process, using this kind of gestures or moving with the cadence of the emotions, I think that was very well done. So overall, I would say a very well structured speech. Only thing, just keep in mind, if you're building the mystery up, don't reveal it too early. And other than that, good speech. Over to you.
That's why I keep TTMs away from the evaluations. Because once they are here, then you can understand that there's no competition. All competitions, recommendations also, I think you may have digested very well all those
It's not the first time he is evaluating me.
So don't vote for him.
Anyway, I'm out of the competition.
Because he should be out of the competition of evaluation. This is what the system which I have started. So I hope that is still continuing. So there is no other feedback. What he has given all the feedbacks. When we start up in telling a story, place, event, the time is very, very important when we're building, and that's what you have done very well, and that's what we must learn from his speech. So now it's time to call Toastmaster Vishwajit for the speech evaluation of
Thank you, RK sir. Joyful Memories. That was the title of speech which Nitin delivered, and the entire speech was anchored around this title. The content used was rooted in Nitin's personal experiences. That made the speech really authentic. What I observed was that the audience was hooked to the speech, and because it was coming from his own genuine experiences, he had the interest and attention of everyone in the audience. The hook that Nitin used was had questions. Can you think of times when Python was a snake? Can you think of times when Telegram was a postal service? So like that, he had some series of 5-7 questions, and I think that really helped. That was one of the masterful ways of having a hook in the speech. So that was brilliantly done by Toastmaster Nitin. So kudos for that. Regarding the structure of the speech, I feel after the strong hook, and he came up with a lot of examples, a lot of different tidbits from his memories of 80s and 90s, and while that made a lot of sense and that did justice to the title of this speech and the purpose of his project, however, given he had this, he was very successful in portraying the pain, that what nostalgia he feels and what he feels he had at that time, which he doesn't have with him in his life right now. So, in order to elevate this to next level, the structure could have been that he might have, said that maybe it's time to take a pause and introspect on through the experiences that we had in those days, that maybe we can design our life a little bit better, or like some of the speakers has done, like GTMC did a few sessions back, that she took give it a humorous spin, connecting it with the way her 2 kids behave. So maybe you can roast your family members, your teammates. So that is another structure it could have taken. So that way the speech could have a stronger call to action, and the memories, the feelings, the feeling of emptiness or pain that he looks at, that he experiences, given his past experiences, maybe he could do a better justice to that, given that kind of structure and that kind of a spin to a topic like this. So hence I feel some changes he could do to elevate it to the next level. Regarding the delivery, I feel that only thing was that he was leaning on to the lectern for some time, but other than that, the eye contact was brilliant, and he was looking at both sides of the stage, and I think the delivery was spot on, given it is his second project on the pathway. So kudos to Toastmaster Nitin, and I look forward to more such speeches in future. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Whenever Toastmaster Nitin comes on the stage, I just go back into my life, and he came back and started his speaking at that time also. He was sharing my story, not his own. And today again, he was sharing my story, not his own. Because this all the games of taking a tire and then putting into this and doing all those things. I was there with you actually, as a friend. So this is how, when you are telling stories and taking attention of everybody by asking questions and taking all the guys to the village, and maybe that place, and then time is a beautiful way to taking everybody that particular, vivid stories telling and then taking with you. You're mastering on this. This would I would like to say that, because this is only second speech, and then you have created that kind of authority and I can say confidence is really good to see. And as far as evaluation is concerned, and that you are also leveling up your level, and then you are using all CRC approach, which I was able to see that you were able to give some feedback, and you were able to give some examples also in your speech. This is what is required as a evaluator, that you should be able to give them the feedback with some examples. So now it's time to call Toastmaster Tanika for the speech evaluation of Toastmaster Tanika.
Congratulations on giving such a meaningful and thought-provoking speech. Let me begin with what I loved about your speech. Your opening was absolutely captivating. The questions. How many of you have ever looked at someone else's life and thought, whoa, this person is incredibly lucky? instantly connected with every one of us because it is something we all have experienced and we are experiencing on an everyday basis. From that moment onwards, you had our full attention. I also really appreciate the unique analogy of comparing life with Teen Patni. It was simple, relatable, and carried a powerful message. Throughout your speech, there were several memorable hook lines such as the cards didn't change, the player didn't change, only the rules changed, along with the humorous line about your Wi-Fi being disconnected from reality. These moments kept the audience engaged while reinforcing your message beautifully. Overall, your speech was clear, well structured, and very easy to follow from beginning to end. Now, coming to a few recommendations, your content was outstanding and deserved to create a lasting impact. However, your voice wasn't loud enough. I was not able to clearly listen to you and sitting to the last bench. Because of that, some of your strongest lines didn't have the impact they truly deserved. Speaking with slightly more volume, along with better vocal variation, will make your speech message significantly more powerful. Secondly, you remain at one place throughout your entire speech. Since your speech revolved around different phases of life and finding the right table at play to play at, purposeful movement on stage could have made your storytelling even more dynamic. Moving during your transitions between ideas or stepping forward or for key messages would naturally keep the audience more engaged. Last is your body posture is another area of refinement. At times when you were giving your speech, I felt your shoulders was like that. It was very clapping. And other than that, your hands was like for the movement. I think there were certain instances you were using your hands for a different postures, but that is the one thing. So opening them up will project greater confidence, presence, and command on stage. To conclude, this was a very strong speech with an excellent message, relatable examples, and a memorable takeaway. You reminded us that Sussex is not about getting the best cards, but about finding the right game. With a louder voice, purposeful stage movement, improved posture, and more intentional audience interaction, your speech will be more powerful. Thank you.
Thank you. So great speech, Toastmaster Pradyul, and very relatable that one should know his own strengths and choose the right game. And your example of fish and climbing and all those things were very relatable. I have one suggestion for you that you could have bought that cards. Right. So it will be, relatable. And second, some of the people audience might not be knowing that what is the game. So you could have introduced the game initially. That would have been better. Toastmaster Tanika, great evaluation, and to use the CRC approach very well. So now it's time to call Toastmaster Prince Gansel for the speech evaluation of Toastmaster Suchi.
So hi everyone, I had a privilege to give the speech given by Toastmaster Suchi. So the purpose of the speech, as I mentioned earlier, that using a story within a speech or telling a story, which is a speech, and she chose telling a story, which is a speech in itself. So every story has three opening parts, has three parts. One is opening, second one is middle, and then is close. And I think her speech satisfied all three parts of this story. So her opening was effective. When she showed up her hands mentioning it, then I think everyone was curious that what does this number mean. And the moment she revealed that it was her husband's oxygen level, then we felt that we start engaged with the speech, and it created a emotional engagement with the speech. So the opening was perfect. Then we moved to middle part. Then in the middle of the speech, she narrated all the events or events that was happened. Right? For example, her relatives who was wedding that monsoon. So the chain of the events that she created, I think, was also wonderful. And the chain of the events, I think, that created a curiosity, you can say that suspense in our mind that what would happen with her husband, whether he would be saved or not at the end of the speech. So we are that created a suspense, which is a very powerful element in the story. What would have happened with her husband? So opening was perfect, middle was again created a suspense in the story, which is a crucial part of this any story. And last, then she revealed the final outcome. And the most important thing that she didn't reveal only the magical outcome, she also provided a wonderful lesson or a meaningful lesson that Har never gave up. So all these three parts, opening, middle and closing, that was perfectly delivered. Now as a recommendation, what I can say that, one recommendation that when you're creating or when you're telling a story, then it is your responsibility, you should create a paint of the events in the story itself. For example, that what was your reaction when you first saw your husband level, oxygen level 80? What was the environment in your room? What was your, in case the kids there, what was your expression towards the kids? What was your reaction at that point of time? I think it created a mood, and everyone sitting in the room create more in the sense of they should be able to relate with you alongside this story. Number second, that is poses and the voice modulation. Although there are some voice modulations, but you can create it that, for example, at the oxygen level, that is 86, now 80, now 82. So you can create some voice modulations while telling the oxygen level. So it is the one of the recommendation for this storytelling. And number second, yeah, your gestures and expressions were wonderful, but somehow what I felt that your gestures or expressions were not synced with the content that you are delivering. For example, that you are saying that there was a lockdown, okay? So rather than doing this as a lockdown, you are doing this. So this is not synced with the content of your speech. And in the similar way that when you are saying that your husband's health is deteriorating, so deteriorating should be like this, but your hands or gestures were like this. So just more focus on your gestures from the next page. And the last one is that there was a continuous movement. In case if you're telling a story, then but generally we expect that for the if you are Suchi and your husband are there, then you can paint a picture like this, husband, and then move like this, and then again this. So this is a wonderful way to deliver a story. So these are the few recommendations from my side, and thank you both for giving such a wonderful speech, a wonderful story for us.
Thank you Toastmaster Prince for sharing your commendation and the recommendations. I was expecting more commendations in the last, because we should close the evaluation with commendations and summarization of those things, not with the recommendations. So, Toastmaster Suchi, great message you have given, and you know your speech. Now I'm challenging you to take this speech, maybe this kind of speech, to the next level, with the area level, compete with our this, because that metal is there in your speech and your emotions are also there. So you can take this kind of speeches to the district level, division level also. So this is what our expectations are now increasing from you. You have to be with us now. And since I've seen your growth in this, I think you are only in the first level as of now, second level. Third level. So you have grown very well, because I've seen your first speech from ice breaker to this level. So you have grown very well, and we are challenging you now. Okay, and there were some improvements which can be shared. He has already shared with you that if you bring those kind of pauses when you are relating that 90 to 90, bring down 80. One that, second that, third that, positioning yourself in the right way will take your more attention to this speech. So this is how you can give these speeches maybe again and again sometime, and then make this one of the competitive speech also. Okay, we all were there with you when you were sharing your story of COVID time, because everyone was going through that pain, and we have just realized that. Thank you. for these speeches. And now it's time to call our auxiliary role players. So let me call Toastmaster Harish for sharing his grammarian observations.
So I'll start with Toastmaster Pradyun. Toastmaster Pradyun used a few good phrases. One of them being, my Wi-Fi was disconnected to reality. The other phrase that I really liked was that a fish trying to climb a tree and an artist trying to be an engineer. So those were some great usages. If I talk about Toastmaster Shuchi, the most I liked was how you were drawing a parallel between the ages of people and the oxygen meter on your husband's, the reading it was showing the oxygen meter. So that was something I really liked. And then you also used a phrase which I also liked. Underneath the fear was a voice that refused to agree. So that was really good usage of English. And then there were some good words which were being used. One of the guests used the word meticulous. Ganesh used the word synchronized. Saurabh used a great word, cadence. And then Saurabh also used 10 different layers of your story, like you're peeling an onion in layers. So that I think was a great usage. Toastmaster Vishwajit used the word dead bits. That was a great usage. And then Tanika used a great word, captivating. So all these were the great usages that all the Toastmasters and guests made. There's a few things which could have been better, which could be corrected. Someone used the word masculine. I think the pronunciation would go like masculine. And then there was one more word which was being mispronounced, was traumatic. It should have been traumatic. That's it. That's all that I have.
And now it's time to call Toastmaster Shekhar for sharing his performance.
Right, so I've noted all the R's and Ums and all the filler words and crutch words that you guys have used. And the overall speeches were very good, very well connected, very well structured, but I'm just trying to those small things. So I think let's start with the Toastmaster Jyotish. I think there were 3 filler words, filler sounds, R's and Ums, and one and apart from that it was fine. Nitin, had a lot of fillers sounds and a lot of humor as well. So and repeat, you were like using a lot. So the repeat word you, so you could go in that, and also like was one repeat word that you were using. And next is Pradyun. I think ours you were like pretty good with the filler sounds. So R was only one time. But I think the repeat words were like but and I think so good work with that, using those things. And then Shuchi I think was excellent. She did not use even one like filler word or crutch words, and no repeat words I could really note down. So that was exceptional. Even though like her speech was very long, like 7 minutes, 8 minutes, something. I think that's commendable. Also like next I think then is table topics. So table topic, the first one was Shailesh. You used only like repeat words, which was like, so you used like 2 to 3 times, I think 3 times. So that is something good. Second table topic, I couldn't really get their name and I think they left. So, but they were exceptional as well. So they just used 2 times ours and the rest of it was fine. No repeat words, no crutch words. And then Ganesh as well. So third one was Ganesh table topic, and you were really well as well. And I couldn't see any words, or anything of that sort, so that's fine. And so these just one, was one time, and then I think the rest of it was fine. You used so 3 times and 2 times, so that. Evaluators, I think next is evaluators. Now, Saurav, I think you used 3 times, but they were like repeat words, right? I think, like, okay, or these kind of words. You could do that. Vishwajit actually used a lot of filler words and repeat words. So 5 plus times hours and 2 times and so 3 times. So and repeat word was I think. So like that. Tanika was exceptional. She had nothing. More filler words. And Prince used repeat words a lot, like this, for example. And hours were also there. So that's it. Yeah. I'm sorry.
You used 19 times
Yeah.
19 times like evaluation.
Thank you for your
3 times evaluation. It's like total 22. That's a lot.
So
That's what is a receiver end is all about.
So big round of applause for Toastmaster Sultan, Toastmaster Ganesh, and Toastmaster Tanika. Taking perfect articulation. So now it's time to call our active listener role player, Toastmaster Link.
Chocolates, है ना?
Virtual chocolates.
Expectations are high.
Thank you. That would be nice. Alright, the rule is till the time I don't finish my question or statement, please do not answer because the quiz is very simple. We'll have 2 teams as usual. So all of you go that side. No. Vishwajit, थोड़ा सा इधर बैलेंस करना होगा.
Okay. No, this side of the camera.
This side of the camera. Yes, thank you. First one is we have A and B. The first one is
A, which is A.
A and B. Yes. Who? You have to give me the name and the countries. Who is into digital marketing and cryptocurrency, and which are the countries he works in?
A or B?
Oh, A, sorry. Yeah. Yeah, it's a guest. Into cryptocurrency. What's the name of the person and the countries he works in?
In Germany.
Ujjwal
is correct.
And
I think he left
countries?
now. This person is. He is, but I.
Okay, maybe I got it wrong. I think that's a standard question. Alright, let me change the question. Again, back to AIDS. So, Rajesh's son's name. Can anybody tell me what is Rajesh's son's name? Who is 17-year-old? Naam bata do. A. Who's 17-year-old?
This guy.
Naam bata.
Yes.
नाम नहीं पता.
Anybody here?
Fancy सा name है.
Starts with an S. Now I will tell nobody got a number.
Sukrit Deswal. Sukrit Deswal.
Sukrit Deswal. Alright. And which is the
So they will get 0.
They get both. They get
No, they will get 0.
No, they were also not able to answer.
Next question comes to
No, team A again.
Right. Answer is
You
right.
get a 0. We are going here. Now, can you tell me which is the company his father works in where they have Toastmasters? Next question. Next question to team A. Which was the second point that Aishwarya mentioned about Ikigai? What you love doing. What was the second one? Exact words bolo.
What are you good at?
Why have you given that test? Partial. What
are
you skilled at?
No, but good at.
What are you good at? Good at.
All right. Next, team B. Alright, what was the description that TM Jyotish gave about the boy? There were 3 words. Yes, 14-year-old boy sitting in 3 words. Skinny, 14-year. No. Fearful. No.
Traumatic.
No. We go here.
This is give them that.
Yeah.
Synonyms बताने हैं synonyms.
Just wait.
Skinny, 2 more words. Skinny 14-year-old.
आप कुछ बोल रहे थे, बोलो.
उसने describe किया था. He described him. What did he look like?
Short होगा.
Tiny.
Short
No, your time is over.
Yes, 3 words.
Jyotish.
नहीं पता.
Give us
Even I.
Small, skinny, and little.
आपके पास क्यों का
Small and tiny.
क्यों का
Small,
14 वाला was 14th class. Change 14 times. In
3.5 मिलेगा राजेश्वर.
Okay, next one. Which was the tower that boy climbed? Not the boy, the adult one. When he grew up. Okay. What music does Nitin like? Where were those 150 students they used to go to when it used to rain? What was it that Nitin played instead of cricket, badminton, and soccer? With tires and sticks. Okay, next one.
Last one.
Really?
Last set of questions.
Okay. Alright.
नहीं last में हमारे लिए.
Cards can't change.
Rules
Can't
change.
change, but
Rules
can
can
change. Alright. And of course we talked about synchronicity. So, what was that Shailesh wants to work on? 2 things. His
Fitness and procrastination.
Perfect.
And the winner is
Thank you.
TD.
And lunch is on the winners.
And it won't count as cheating.
Now it's time to call or timer.
Yeah.
Thanks everyone for hit the ground running. So today's meeting was very well in time started and it was very good structured and started in a very well manner. So I have divided my report into especially 3 categories. One is overtime, one is under time, and then another one is to remain in the time. So starting with the overtime, TM Vishwajit, 3 minutes 27 seconds. Then even TM Saurabh, 3 minutes 28 seconds. Then TM Prince, 4 minutes 06 seconds for evaluation. This is overtime. Then speeches, TM Shuchi took 9 minutes 7 seconds. But it was a really great speech. Moving to under times, so TM Pradyut, 4 minutes 15 seconds. Then some from table topic masters, guest Arjit, 47 seconds. Then TM Ganesh, 50 seconds. TM Anandita, 45 seconds. Then other than that, TM Jyotish, who took 5 minutes 10 seconds. TM Nitin, 6 minutes 46 seconds. Then coming to table topic master, TM Shailesh, 1 minute 2 seconds. Then guest to the 1 minute 31 second, good job. Thereafter guest Ankit, 1 minute 15 seconds. So that's all. Thank you.
Meeting results more than time. So now I'm giving my general feedbacks to all of you because there are certain things which we need to work on. First point is on the timing itself, that we started our meeting 5 minutes late. And we must not be having a topic like Ikigai with 4 speeches, because speech itself takes a lot of time, and the Ikigai is a topic which requires a lot of introspection. And without going too deep into the subject, it will become a subject, because this is not a subject, it is a introspection which one has to go through. So it should be given sufficient time, and I think it's 1 hour, maybe 20 minutes session itself. Maybe once you are at level 4 or 5, that time what happens that you get 40 minutes time, 30 minutes time of speech kind of things. So use that time when you are there, or maybe when you don't have such 4 kind of good speakers. So that's what my recommendation. I can say that because this time should be given time, and we must be focusing on break time. We don't have time for break actually. This is the additional time which we give, but we should come back on time. And either we should write in our agenda that we are going to start meeting at 10:30 and we'll finish at 1. It's no problem. But whatever you plan, adhere to it, because Japanese do that. Right? So I will not take much time, and I will invite Toastmaster Vishnu, signing official for the meeting. Take this now.
So the voting forms have been rolled out. If any of the guests doesn't have the access to the guest room, then they can take it from their neighbor. I will request each of the persons who are there in the voting form to raise their hands. I'll do a quick roll call. Yeah, Saurabh, you're saying something? So best speaker, team Jyotish, team Shuchi, team Pradyun, team Nitin. Then evaluators, Toastmaster Saurabh. He's a DTM, so don't vote. Then Vishwajit, myself, Tanika, Prince sitting at the back. Role players, team mod, Aishwarya. Aishwarya stepped out. RK Arora sir, general evaluator. Team Ruchira, the table topic master. Auxiliary role players, Harish, raise your hand. Counter Shekhar. Timer Abhilash. Active listener Linky, raise your hand. Table topic speakers, Shailesh, Toastmaster Shailesh. Guest Ankit. Toastmaster Ganesh. Guest Sudhir. Then Toastmaster Anandita. Guest Arjit. So while the votes are being done, I think we missed some of the guests on the left side. Yes sir, at the back. Any feedback you want to share, anything you want to say? You can introduce yourself.
Just want to introduce myself. Hi everyone, my name is Sumit Rao, and ChatGPT is not here, so I didn't know anything like this is there, and I am here to overcome my fear of public speaking and be better at giving the presentations.
Good to have you. Ma'am, you are a guest? Feedback coming.
Hello everyone, my name is Neha Bhatt, and very similar to the gentleman, I am here to overcome my fear of stage fright to have promotion and I want to become an account manager. So for that, I need to have a good communication skill. So and I got to know about Toastmaster from my fiance.
Any feedback for us?
Amazing session. Thank you so much, guys, and I'm looking forward to coming here again.
Thank you. Any other guests left to the right side? No. So any feedback from any of the guests?
Yeah, I can give a feedback.
Yeah.
So actually, as I said, like I'm already part of the Toastmaster for a long time. I was Rag Toastmaster Sri Lanka. So I compared here and the Sri Lanka Toastmaster. The big changes I can see is the enthusiasm people are showing for the table talk. Because prepared speech, okay, it's prepared, you wrote down, prepared, you have time. But in Sri Lanka, even I had an experience working in one Hong Kong Toastmasters one time. So I can see that people are very enthusiastic, about table talking, and that reflects that people are very keen to improve their communication skill, improve their leadership, and to keep the focus. So it's the big changes.
Also the topics were really relatable and people are not fearful to come up to the stage. So
I think it's in every meeting. We always leave a few.
Some meetings we did have some
Once or twice
we did have topics which were difficult to crack.
She was new actually.
I'm still here.
Any other feedback from any of the guests?
It's overall a very good meeting, very constructive, structured. I am also a Toastmaster, part of professional Toastmaster, because I was around sector 19 and 20, and we have them meeting on the same time. So I am going to miss that one, so I joined here. That's the one point. And second, having a different audience give you a different story. This is one thing, but to speak in front of a different audience, this is also a challenge. You are speaking the same kind of audience regularly. Your confidence is different, and once you are in front of others, you are different. So that's the point I came here to explore.
Any areas of improvement for us?
It's overall a very good meeting. There are some key takeaways which I can take from here, like the active listening role, which we are not in our meetings are incorporating. We'll do it. All the things are running on the presentation, be it the TM theme or there is table topics which are over the screen. So if someone misses something, they can see over the screen. So these are the key takeaways from me. It's our
So happy to have you again if you get a chance, and guests are always welcome, like in Toastmaster community, and we are keen to collaborate. Certificates are ready. Sir, any feedback from you or Sukrit from you?
Loved it.
And
Loved
we should
it.
have it from the youngest players.
That's what we would like to hear from you.
Just say anything. Say anything.
Come on here.
I don't have anything to say.
No, please come.
All I have to say is that I love the speeches from everyone. It was a great opportunity for me to come here and actually get to know all the other people that are sharing their life experiences or sharing the things that they actually want other people to know. And I definitely am willing to come here and improve my public speaking skills, leadership skills, which I definitely want to improve in my life. And all the speeches were great, definitely. I don't think I have any reasonable feedback to give to any one of you, and I would definitely take a lot of things from this overall talk we had today and loved it. Yeah.
So we have the results of the best performers of today's meeting. Who will be taking the photos? Tanika, you have camera? आधे लोग सर, बट आप थोड़ा पास बैठे हो।
मैं कर रही हूँ, कर रही हूँ।
Please stay.
So the best auxiliary role player for today is Toastmaster Harish. Best role player goes to table topic master Toastmaster Harish.
She doesn't go back without.
Thank you everyone.
So it goes on till then.
Best evaluator. Any guesses? Toastmaster Saurabh.
Not bad.
Nisha, next time if Saurabh is there, you don't have to put his name.
Not put your name.
The good thing is that people might confuse that he is giving it to me.
You were also evaluated, so you might forget.
That's why I'm saying. Okay, so best table topic speaker. Any guesses?
Sudhir.
Yes, Sudhir. Yes, Sudhir. Yes. You told Sudhir, na? That was funny. Best speaker, I think this doesn't need a guess. Toastmaster Shuchi.
Big round of applause for her.
So we have meeting number 909 coming up, and that is also the last meeting of the semester. So who would want to be the showstopper team in that session?